Algebraic expression. Today we'll discuss variables and coefficients and the distributive property. So, variables and coefficients. What's an example of a variable? Is it a number? Is it a letter? Specifically, a variable is a letter or symbol which represents a changeable value. An example of a variable? We have x, y, we could have q, basically anything. We could have alpha, we could have beta, anything could be a variable. A coefficient is a number that goes in front of the variable. It's something that multiplies the variable. So for example, a coefficient could be 2. So you would have 2x, and the coefficient would be 2. Coefficient could also be a fraction, so you could have 1/2 be the coefficient, 1/2 x, but that could also equal x over 2. The coefficient would still be 1/2. Does that make sense? Next we're going to talk about the distributive property. The way you can think about the distributive property is that it's like a truck. It's like a big truck leaving the warehouse. This is a really fancy truck, I know. Yes, it's a truck. It leaves the warehouse, which the warehouse is here. And you have different stores. You have store A and store B. And so your equation would look like this. You'd have something like 25 times 2x plus 4. Okay? So 2x is store A and 4 is store B. And the warehouse is telling the truck to deliver 25 to store A and store B. So what would happen then is that this would equal 2x times 25 plus 4 times 25. See, we simple multiply 25 by both. So let's do some other examples of the distributive property. We could have x times x plus 2. The distributive property would then create x squared plus 2x. It's very simple. You could also have negative 3x times 4x plus y. And this would create negative 12 x squared minus 3y. So, let's review. Variables and coefficients. A variable is a letter or symbol which represents a changeable value. Okay, a coefficient is the number that goes in front of the variable, or below if it's a fraction. Then we have the distributive property, which is like a truck leaving from the warehouse. Whatever is listed in the warehouse gets multiplied by each store, store A and store B. So 25 times quantity 2x plus 4 equals 2x times 25 plus 4 times 25, which equals 50x plus 100. Lastly, we did a couple other examples, such as x times x plus 2, which becomes x squared plus 2x, and we have negative 3x times 4x plus y, which creates, ooh, I caught a mistake. This should be negative 3xy. It's a good thing we went back and checked. So negative 3x times 4x becomes negative 12x squared. Negative 3x times y becomes negative 3xy. That's everything for today. If you have any questions, keep looking at tutor.org.